Welcome back. It's Wednesday. Yesterday was your exam. I hope that you did well on that. I'll have those grades posted sometime today, if they're not posted already. Uh, we're going to take things pretty easy today, kind of simple. There's a couple of discussion board posts for you that I hope you find thought-provoking. I'll give you the answers to one of those discussion boards tomorrow. You'll be able to kind of see the order in which things happen in childhood. There's also a handout on some pre-reading skills, kind of defines what those are and how they're used in language development in early childhood, some things that are necessary before kids even know how to read. But that can help them get to that point as they expand their language. There's also some videos that I want you to watch. Of course, you're watching this one already. We'll talk a bit about some physical changes going on in early childhood in this video, and then in the next video I'll talk about some cognitive changes, specifically talking about Piaget, and then there'll be a couple of other videos that will supplement that, talking about the pre-operational stage from Piaget's cognitive theory. But let's get started with just talking about physical changes for right now in early childhood. Our bodies are continuing to grow and change. The average growth is going to be about 2.5 inches and 5 to 7 pounds per year during early childhood. We know that as this growth is occurring, that girls are going to be slightly smaller than boys and slightly lighter than boys at this time. Girls are going to tend to have more fatty tissue, while boys tend to have more muscular tissue, more muscle tissue. But they're going to be growing about the same average. It's through this stage that body fat is going to show a slow, steady decline. And so by the end of this stage into middle childhood, we're going to start losing some of that little kid look, that baby fat, cute, adorable, pinch your cheeks look, and starting to look more like the middle childs and early adolescents that they are about to become. The brain, of course, is still developing during this stage, and it's still rapidly developing, and it's going to develop in rapid spurts. They're going to be very distinct, and the most rapid growth during early childhood is going to take place in the prefrontal cortex from around age 3 to around age 6. The word that you need to know for brain development in this chapter is myelination. Myelination is the process through which the axons are going to be covered with a layer of fat cells, and myelination is going to increase the speed and the efficiency of information traveling through the nervous system in that child's body. Myelination is linked to attention, to hand-eye coordination, and to higher level thinking skills, so a lot of cognitive development is linked to this aspect of physical development as well. Some of the most exciting physical change that happens during this stage is the progression of gross and fine motor skills. Gross motor skills being big muscle movements, fine motor skills being those small, more intricate types of muscle movements. So for gross muscle skills at around age 3, we're going to see very simple movements. Age 4, they're going to get more adventurous, and age 5, we're looking at those hair-raising risks, the jumping and the throwing themselves off of things and those types of activities. And then fine motor skills are going to be fairly clumsy at 3 years old, and they're going to get more precise at 4, and they're going to be somewhat coordinated, and that's going to continue to improve by age 5 and beyond. And so that's going to include things like tying shoelaces and doing those types of things. Now, one thing that I do want to talk about that is a problem in our society is obesity. When we talk about physical changes in early childhood, this is where the serious health problem of overweight and obesity really begins. And we have the second highest rate of childhood obesity in the world here in the U.S. So we want to promote exercise and activity. You may have heard of things like NFL's Play 60 that encourages 60 minutes a day of physical activity. We really want to see that because we do have what we would call an epidemic in our culture with young children becoming obese, becoming overweight before they really have any knowledge of what that means or how they can get a hold of that. A lot of that is due to diet, a lot of that is due to lack of movement, and so we want to encourage exercise, encourage healthy diets even at this age. I'll be back in just a few to talk about some cognitive development changes that are going on in early childhood as well.